Welcome to another week of Will's Take on Sports. I am the host, Will Walker. So glad you took the time to listen and download my podcast. I really appreciate everybody for taking the time to do that. Today, I entitled this podcast "Anything Is Possible," and also I hope everybody's having a safe Memorial Day weekend. Be safe out there. You know what I'm saying? Be responsible. If you have a little bit too much to drink, call Lyft, call Uber. Do what you need to do. Just stay safe. All right, let me get into this week's podcast. All right, last week the St. Louis Blues advanced to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time since 1970s. Okay, that was 2 years before I was born. Okay, all right. Right now I'm not about to attempt to pique anyone's interest in hockey, but here's some interesting history about this franchise. Blues started playing in 1967 and made the Stanley Cup Finals in each of their first three seasons. I mean, I know that sounds impressive, but there was a participation rule that was put in place by the NHL. The rule was an expansion team. The rule was an expansion team. There were five other expansion teams that came into the league with the St. Louis Blues had to make the NHL Finals. I mean, that's crazy. That's like really that's really a what the H. Anyway, the Blues benefited from that rule, and they went to they benefited from that rule. They went to three straight Stanley Cup Finals, and their last trip was in 1970s. 1970. They didn't win, but they did go three straight times. I mean, that's nuts to even think that they would put that rule in place. But I don't understand why it was put in place, but that's what it is. Anyway, the Blues' early success reminds me of my Miami Dolphins' early success. The Fins went to three straight Super Bowls in the early 70s, and then there's another parallel between these two franchises that I want to bring up. Both wasted all-time franchise greats years. And for St. Louis' case, I'm talking about Brent Hull. In the Fins' case, I'm talking about Dan Marino. And I really hope that those similarities kind of continue between these two franchises. Well, it won't this year because the Dolphins are nowhere near close to making the Super Bowl. But hopefully they will soon. Well, okay, let's look at it today. Well, doing the math, it took St. Louis 49 years to make the Stanley Cup Finals since their last appearance. And by that math, the Dolphins should make the Super Bowl in 2013. That's only 12 more years away. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that to light. And, hey, let's get this podcast started. All right, let's go ahead and get right into what happened in Game 6 of the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. That Toronto actually pulled it out. They were able to go on and advance to the franchise's first NBA Finals appearance. And it's the first time that the NBA Finals, of course, will be held outside of the United States because it's Toronto's first year. But anyway, listen, this just solidified the thought that I had for a while that I know the Greek Freak Giannis had a great season and everything like that. But I always said that he had holes in his game. He had things that he needed to correct in his game to be a better ball player and I think to cross a team over into that championship threshold. He's a nice player. He's a nice regular season player. He's going to have the same label as James Harden for right now. I'm not saying he can't get better, but he's going to have the same label as James Harden right now and some others. I mean, that obviously didn't win. But I can tell you this much. Toronto really exposed him a lot, just almost the same way they did to Ben Simmons. If you can't shoot a jumper when you're trying to advance in high-level competition, it's going to get exposed, especially when you're going against such an elite defender like Kawhi Leonard, who Giannis was facing. Basically, an elite defender, a la Scottie Pippen. I mean, I'm going to even throw in Patrick Beverly and definitely Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan in that conversation. That if you do one thing well, they're going to make sure you don't get to do that thing well often. It's just that simple. And that is what happened basically when he faced Kawhi. He wasn't able to just keep running downhill and going to the basket. And Kawhi had help. I mean, Marc Gasol was down there, Serge Ibaka, the Siakam kid who is coming along very nicely. Don't know where he came from. Just knows this kid getting on the map in the last two seasons. But anyway, you can see the improvement. Definitely. I mean the the way they were really concentrating on trying to make him just basically, if you come to the basket, we're going to hit you in today's in today's terms. You can't knock a guy to the floor roughly, but you can give him a good hard playoff foul. And then he got a lot of hard playoff fouls starting in game 3. That is how I think that they were able to pull off 4 straight wins after going down 0-2. I'm talking about the Toronto Raptors. But I got to give Toronto a lot of respect because this is a team that last year, I think they had the best record in the NBA last year, and they didn't do well at all. They got bounced by LeBron and those journeyman players that he had on his team. He had no other superstar on that team with him. He didn't even have a star. Be honest with you, I guess Kevin Love. But anyway, he basically beat him by himself. He basically beat the entire Eastern Conference last year by himself after Kyrie decided he wanted to vacate the premises. But that's my thing. What I'm saying, Toronto was just a franchise in turmoil. I mean, they had Dwayne Casey. They had a nice record. The man was the coach of the year. They had a star, not a superstar, in DeMar DeRozan. They trade him. They decided to move on from him. They acquired Kawhi with no guarantees that Kawhi was going to sign past this season. But in today's society, instant success is premium. People want things to happen instantaneously. They don't want to wait on nothing. They want that thing to happen now. And this is what happened for them right now, that they were able to go to the NBA Finals and get an opportunity to play against the Golden State Warriors. Now, I'm also going to say something. When you look at this, as far as looking forward to what's going to happen in the NBA Finals, all right, I'm going to tell you like this. I really think this might be a little bit tighter than what a lot of other people think. I don't think Golden State's going to run over Toronto. I don't think they're going to be able to beat Toronto down like people think they are. Some people are saying 4-0, 4-1. I'm thinking this may be a 6 or 7 game series. And the reason I'm saying that because when Kawhi was with San Antonio and before all that turmoil happened, they were killing that. They were killing Golden State in game 1 of the Western Conference Finals in KD's first season with them. And because he got his ankle turned over, because he hurt his ankle in that game 1 game, but they were up big in that game, and he was killing Kevin Durant. I mean, he was giving that boy the business. And Kevin Durant may play, may not play, and if he does, I mean, how in shape will he be? I mean, is he going to be rusty? Will he be able to, help the team out? I mean, we just don't know, based on his health status, what Kevin Durant is going to be able to do in regards to, in the NBA Finals and things of that nature. But I just want to say this. I really think that this could be a 6-game series, and if it goes 7, and let me go ahead and make a pick. I'm gonna go with the Raptors in 7. I don't know why. I just think that Kawhi is just playing outstanding basketball. If KD's not healthy, if Iguodala is not healthy, and they got to depend on Klay, Draymond, and Steph, and Kevin Looney, and all those other guys they got coming off the bench to beat a Toronto team that plays very good defense. I'm still kind of mixed. Who's going to guard Kawhi if KD and Iguodala is not 100%? Because if you put Klay on him, you can forget about Klay's jump shot because Kawhi will wear Klay out. It's just that simple. It will not even be close. As far as he'll be able to. And Giannis said this last night in his post game press conference. He was like, "Look, he takes his time. He knows where he wants to go, and he gets to his spot. And once he gets to his spot, he just he does what he needs to do." I think that Toronto Raptors with Kyle Lowry, with Van Fleet, with Powell, they got Serge Ibaka, they got, like I said, Siakam, they got Marc Gasol. They got enough things, and then they got Danny Green. They got enough things, enough players to be able to, I guess, be a little pesky towards Golden State. Plus, they got home court advantage. Thursday night's going to tell a lot about the stage for some of these guys. It's their first time there. Of course, it's not Kawhi and Danny Green's first time, or Serge Ibaka's first time, but still. The stage is going to be a little bigger now. You got more eyeballs on you. You got more attention paid to you. So let's see how Toronto handles it. Of course, Golden State's going to be ready. They've had the rest. They dispatched Portland in 4 games, as we know. So let's see how Thursday night plays. But I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it goes 7, and I'm going to go with the Toronto Raptors. And I've been beating that Golden State drum for a minute and saying I don't think anybody can beat them, but After watching what I watched with the way they played Milwaukee and the way they played defense and the fact that, yeah, Portland's good, but they don't have a Kawhi Leonard on their team. Dame Leonard and CJ McCollum are good. They're all-stars. But Kawhi Leonard is now going into that next level to where he's on that top tier. I think it's him, the former six, of course KD, and right now, Steph, if he does this without KD, of course he'll catapult to that top tier also. So this whole series is going to come down to, can Steph do this without KD? Because we don't know what KD's status is. Maybe he's going to play, maybe he's not going to play, but we'll find out. So we're going to find out if the Golden State Warriors and Klay and Steph and Draymond can do this without KD and beat another, basically another one-man team. But I think this team is probably the best defensive team they played. It ain't the most talented team because you can't take away talent of the former six, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, and give it to and say Toronto's better because they don't have three All-Stars. They got one All-Star, and two, Kyle Lowry if you throw him in there. But it comes down to this. It's this simple. I think it's gonna go 7. I don't think they're able to stop Kawhi. And if he's able to get to his spots, and if he keeps playing at the level he's playing, it's gonna come down to him and Steph. Who makes the plays to propel their team to win. And I'm gonna go with the Toronto Raptors at home and to win a 7-game series. That's just my opinion. That's just me going out on a limb. I'm not trying to be a prisoner of the moment, but that's just what I think what will happen in regards to the NBA Finals. All right, let me move on to something that also caught my interest this week in regards to the NBA. They do this all NBA team thing, and to me, this is just one of the dumbest things there is. I just really think they got three teams, so they pick 15 players. They'll pick 6 guards, 6 forwards, 3 centers. All right, and to me, the center position is so non-existent that it makes no sense to me. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Hey, that's just the way they do it. I think this is one of them prehistoric things that, they can do away with. Just have one team. If you say it's all NBA, it should be all NBA one team. But anyway, I digress, and I will move on. All right, listen, I'm going to say this about what happened to Klay Thompson. That's a bunch of garbage. I'm sorry. Okay, I can deal with Steph and James Harden being regarded as first teamers. I get it because it's a regular season award. It's not based upon the postseason. It's a regular season thing. They voted the best on basically the best, guards or forwards and centers in the regular season. So that's definitely Steph and James Harden. Okay, although Steph doesn't play any defense. But anyway, I'm gonna move on from that. But this situation where when I started to break down, look at the other 4 members on these 3 teams that they got, all NBA. Okay, Kemba Walker, no. I'm sorry, he's not better than Klay Thompson. Kyrie Irving, no. That dude plays 0 defense, and he doesn't even pass, and he's a point guard. All right, Russell Westbrook, no, he can't shoot. He shoots a lot, but he doesn't make them. He's not the shooter Klay is, and he's definitely not the defensive player that Klay is. But he's definitely he's a stat sheet stuffer. That is what he does. You know what I'm saying? And then the other guy on that list, he just beat him and just basically outplayed him. And I don't want to hear no excuses about no rib and all that other stuff. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? You out there on the court, you playing. So to me, I look at it like this. This basically this might have been a conspiracy from his own ownership. You know what I'm saying? Because if he's on the All NBA team, he's guaranteed a 220. He's guaranteed the Supermax or whatever. I guess that's what they call it, a $221 million. If he doesn't get on there, it's $191 million. Now you mean to tell me that a guy that shoots like him on the offensive end, makes second team all defense, is not good enough to be one of the 6 best guards in the league? That makes no sense to me. I'm not understanding that, not one bit. You can't tell me that cat's not that. Those 4 guys, yes, they're good, but are they really better than Klay Thompson? And then I heard this lame duck thing about, he didn't. Well, if the Golden State Warriors would have took the regular season a little bit more serious, he may have got on the team. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. If the man is one of the 6 best guards in the league, no matter whether they took some games off in the regular season or not, or they didn't have quite the success that you expected them to have, who cares? It just doesn't make sense to me. And then when I even look towards, I'm going to transition this over to free agency. I really don't care about the forwards and the centers because the center thing should be just demolished, period. They shouldn't even have a center on there unless it's Joel Embiid. That's it. I know they picked the Joker guy from Denver, but anyway, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess it's based on stats, because if it's based on talent, Embiid is the more talented. Is the most talented center in the NBA. It's just that he's just lazy. I mean, he's just not taking care of his weight, and his injuries are hampering him. But when that cat's on the floor and he's healthy, he's the best center in the game. You know, and you if you're basing picking all NBA players based upon stats, then I get it. But if we're basing upon talent, he's the most talented center in the NBA. But let's move on. I'm going to move on into what may and may not happen in free agency. And let me say this about the NBA real quick. The NBA is beginning to get a lot like college football. And what do I mean by that? College football, because the goofballs that run it don't understand that your product is enough to what happens on the field. But people spend so much time crabbing and crying about college football polls or the playoff poll or all these other things, that most of the things that happen off the court supersedes what happens on the court. And the NBA, because the lack of interest, basically that came up with doing the NBA because of the Eastern Conference Finals. Not many people were watching because you got a foreigner that's leading the team on Milwaukee. I don't know, nobody want to say it, but nobody cares about Milwaukee. And then Toronto's out of the country. So most of the average people who watch sports did not care about what happened in the Eastern Conference Finals. They did not give two shakes of a stick what happened in the Eastern Conference Finals, because it just wasn't. It's not an attractive matchup, Milwaukee and Toronto. And I'm guaranteeing, I'm gonna say this too. Only sports junkies and people who follow the NBA, or people who just want to have just some slight smidgen of interest in what happens in the NBA Finals, are going to watch the NBA Finals. This is going to be another down year for them because Toronto's in Canada. I'm sorry, it's in Canada. Nobody's going to care. And then everybody's just going to automatically assume that the Golden State Warriors are going to be the champions. So people are not going to watch it. It's going to be a down year. The NBA, and now getting to you what I'm saying about the NBA. This is the finals. People are talking about free agency. They're talking about LeBron possibly meeting with Kawhi. That's just like college football. College football has the same dumb problem. The college football does the same. It's the same thing. People talk about what's outside of the game instead of what happens on the field. They're they're more concerned with what a writer's going to vote to possibly put the four best teams in a non-NCAA function or sanctioned playoff. A non-NCAA sanctioned playoff. This is the bowls and commissioners getting together and trying to appease y'all by giving y'all a +1 game, because that's all that college football thing is. It's a +1 game. That's all it is. It's not a real playoff. It's the bowl game, and then there's one more. That's all it does. And they pick 4 teams out of that mess. But anyway, going back to the NBA, people are more concerned with what's going to happen in free agency than they are really concerned about the finals. People want to know if Kemba Walker's going to stay in Charlotte, or will Kawhi stay in Toronto after he leaves Toronto to the finals, or will KD be able to come back next year, and will he be able to go back to the Golden State Warriors? Oh, well, will Kyrie, will he stay in Boston and get AD to join him? Everybody's talking about something that's happening over the summer instead of what's going on in the NBA Finals. The NBA has a serious problem. I'm so serious. They have the interest outside of what's going on in the NBA Finals. It's got more people talking than what is actually happening on the floor. And again, a lot of that comes from the fact that Milwaukee and Toronto were the two teams that were playing in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then on the Western side, on the West side, the Houston Rockets in their dysfunction couldn't get past the Golden State Warriors even after KD went down, and then you got Portland that went to the Western Conference Finals and put up somewhat of a fight. They had leads in those games, but they lost them, and now the Golden State Warriors are making their 5th straight Finals appearance. So again, the NBA got to do something. And then on top of that, they just had probably the worst thing that could happen to them with the draft lottery, with the New Orleans Pelicans winning. That had to be Adam Silver and the head honchos up in New York had to be like, oh my God, New Orleans and Memphis, Jeez. It makes. I'm telling you, they better find a way. If they can orchestrate a deal for for Kevin and Kyrie to go to New York, they better. If they can orchestrate a way to make to have it to where Kyrie and AD go to Boston, Boston do whatever they need to do, and then some way somehow get LeBron to be a little bit relevant, give him somebody, maybe Kimba, but Kimba will be a fool. Why would you go out there and play with LeBron? What's the purpose? LeBron's old. Even if KD leaves, you and LeBron are not beating the Golden State Warriors. It's just not happening. Y'all are not beating the Golden State Warriors with Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, and Brandon Ingram, and whoever they pick with the fourth pick. It doesn't matter. You're not beating them. You know what I'm saying? And then the Houston Rockets, they don't know what they want to do. They have no clue. They had their shot, and then Chris Paul got hurt, which is, hey, injuries happen in the game. It is what it is. But the NBA, the NBA right now, I'm going to say this. They need six teams. I'm going to do just like how the Premier League. The Premier League has the top 6 teams. And that's basically, the top 6 and then everybody else. Right now, the NBA needs a top 6. And I'm going to tell you, and I have a top, these are not the top 6 teams, but these are the 6 teams that the NBA need to do well in order for them to be relevant and not, be that far behind football. They're going to stay behind football, but they're really behind football. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they need the Boston Celtics, the New York Knicks. They need both teams in L.A. I'm so serious. They need both teams in L.A. They need the Golden State. And I guess you could say, let's go ahead and put Chicago in there. Okay, cancel Chicago. They're done. They're not going to do anything. So now you got 5 teams. Golden State's still going to be good. So you need both teams in L.A., Boston, and New York. You got to have it. And there's a possibility New York is so far under the cap they can possibly do it. They need to get it done. Boston need to do the right thing. I know that one of my guys that comes on here, Mike. He's a Boston Celtics fan, and he has these things. And he thinks that Kyrie's going on the team will be better. They played better, but they're not winning a championship. They're not winning a championship with Terry Rozier, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown at guard. And then they better find a way to get it. You think if I'm Al Horford and I'm a free agent, you think I want to play with them guys? You think I want to play with that group? Why should he? He can go somewhere. Al Horford can go somewhere and help a team contend for a championship. But he's not going to win a championship with that group. He's not going to contend for a championship with that group. If the Boston Celtics and Danny Ainge knows this, I'm pretty sure he's already weighed this in. That the best thing for him to do in order for his team, in order for the Celtics to have a real legitimate shot, in order to go to the NBA to the NBA Finals and win a championship, NBA championship, is to bring in some way somehow to get AD and Kyrie together along with Al Horford. Al Horford stays, and I don't know what they're gonna do about Hayward. But I'm just saying that. But again, back to my point. I'm just saying they need those 6 teams to succeed in the worst way, because it's everybody's even people are even. This is for real. Magic decided he wanted to come on and explain why he quit, which to me made no sense. I can care less why he quit. Me personally, I really didn't care. He quit the Lakers, so what? And then to hear him, they were talking about me. Man, go up, get out of here. They talk about you, so what? And if you've been in business, dude. When you made the announcement, they were talking about you then. They were talking about you then. About how your lifestyle, that's how you got the disease. So you mean to tell me you worried about a guy, a agent, talking about you that's supposed to be under you, and then that got you to decide to leave? That when it didn't become fun anymore, or the organization just wasn't run to your liking, or they weren't doing the things that you wanted to do. So that's what got you to leave. And then you had to come on national TV and explain that. And people, they talk about that thing for 2 days. When Magic Johnson came, Magic Johnson went on the First Take with Stephen A. Smith and Max and explained it wasn't fun for him. And I'm just saying to myself, this is hot talk. This hot talk. People care that Magic Johnson quit the Lakers that are not even relevant. They're not even in the freaking playoffs. This is why I say the NBA has a problem. People weren't even talking about what's going on the court. They're talking about Magic Johnson, who quit the Lakers like 3 weeks before that, and they got the conference finals going on. People talking about what Magic Johnson's doing. Why Magic Johnson quit. He had to explain it, and people was hanging on that junk. Other shows were talking about it. I'm talking about it. What kind of mess is that? Who cares why Magic quit? He quit the Lakers. The Lakers are not relevant right now. They're not relevant. I don't care they got to do. They got the former six out there. They're still not relevant. They're not winning anything no time soon. It's just not unless he can get Kawhi to go there. And I don't know what. Nobody knows what Kawhi is going to do. I don't think Kawhi knows what he's going to do. And anyway, it's not even time. The man's preparing for the finals. Why are we worried where he's going next year when he's trying to win a championship right now? I don't understand it. It makes zero sense to me. Again, the NBA has the same problem as college football in my mind. People worry about what happens off the field more than what happens on the field. It's just that simple. For me, that's just the way I look at it. I can't. I'm just baffled by the coverage of this stuff. And then now, let me go ahead before I get out of here and talk about college football. All right, somebody sent this to me. This way too early top 25 ranking garbage. All right, first of all, I'm a big time Miami Hurricane fan. I'm a homer. I love my Miami Hurricanes. I ain't no blatant homer, and I ain't no stupid fan. I went in last year as a naive, dumb fan. I really thought that we were going to make progress after the 10-2, 10-3 season that we had in 2017. Didn't happen. Digress. Offensive line play sucked. Still no consistency at the quarterback position. And Mark Richt still had his prehistoric playbook. So guess what? They lost 6 games. 5 in the regular season, and then they count that dumb game, that damn exhibition game at the end of the year. They got blown out up in New York. Who cares? But anyway, somebody sent me that. Miami's ranked in some preseason thing, some preseason poll in a magazine. I said, "What? How is Miami one of the top? How is Miami one of the 25 best teams in America? They still don't have an offensive line. Unless 5 JUCOs came in that I didn't hear about. And then from what I hear, the kid that came from Ohio State, he sucked. Ain't doing nothing. Didn't win a job. Basically, the guy who still couldn't read defenses is still basically coming out to be the number 1 quarterback. Maybe he improved, maybe he didn't. I don't know. I don't care about practice. I want to see it on the field on game day. Okay. So then they showed. I saw it. So I saw Clemson was 1, Alabama was 2, Georgia, Ohio State, Oklahoma, then Michigan, Florida, and then whoever else was in there. And I said to myself, it's going to be Clemson or Alabama. I don't give a flying friggity frack well Jalen Hurd is playing. I don't care about Justin Fields being on Ohio State. I don't care about none of that stuff. Right about now, it's a 2-team situation in college football. They might as well go back to the old system they had to where they let old men or the old writers pick who the 2 best teams and let them play in the bowl game at the end of the year and decide who may be the best team out of those 2 teams, because that college football playoff thing is a waste. Nobody's beating Alabama or Clemson from either freaking conference. The ACC stinks. It is absolutely atrocious and a joke. Clemson is at least 3 touchdowns better than every team in the ACC right now. Alabama is 3 touchdowns better than all the other teams in the SEC except for Georgia. And then I'll say they're at least a touchdown to 10 points better than Georgia. And the guzzle heads and the stupid people that run the NCAA, college football, I'm telling you, I don't understand it. I was just watching, before I started recording this podcast, I was just watching a college baseball tournament in the NCAA. The NCAA college baseball tournament. Miami was winning when I was watching at the time before I started this recording. That's the only way I'm watching college baseball. Miami was on. Okay, anyway. They can have a tournament for college baseball. They can have a tournament for lacrosse. They can have a tournament for soccer. They can't get a college football playoff tournament. They can put the Final Four in a dome, a basketball game in a dome. I still don't understand why anybody would want to be in that dome. You can't see anything. It's hard enough to see it on a 110-yard field. How the heck you gonna see a court from way up there? But people go because of the experience. It's what people do in America now. I went for the experience. They don't go to enjoy themselves. I went for the experience. Anyway, but they can't. But I'm serious. Okay, back on topic with Clemson and Alabama. Nobody's beating them. It's just that simple. They got the two best quarterbacks in college football. I don't care if Clemson lost all those kids. I saw some backups come in last year and just wreak havoc on people. Doesn't matter. Clemson is 3 touchdowns better than everybody in the ACC right now. Clearly, it's not even close. It's not even close. Clemson is 3 touchdowns better than everybody in the ACC right now. Alabama is 3 touchdowns better than everybody in the SEC except for Georgia, and they're 10 points better than them. And he came in right on time to hit that rent. And let me see what this dude thinks about it. What's going on, Mr. Walker? How you doing today?
Oh, man, my sinus was killing me, man. I cut grass yesterday, then I said, whoa, I just woke up, and I said, oh, my God, I forgot to call. But I'm here. Good. I'm back.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you joining me. You heard what I had to say in regards. I got sent an early poll by some magazine. Somebody sent me this mess, and it said Clemson's 1, Alabama's 2, Georgia's 3, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Michigan, and Florida. And Florida's ranked 8. Like, did I miss something? I thought Florida had a bunch of guys transferred. Didn't they have some guys transfer out there?
Listen, okay. But like what last year was the first year in about 3 years that they had a decent season, and for some ungodly reason, because Mullen is back down there. Oh, they're back. Like I said, the same thing I said about Texas A&M. They're playing for a third place in their on their side. I just don't see it. Now it may happen, but I just don't see it. I think y'all gonna bring them back to reality when y'all play the first game of the season.
Yeah, but see, both of those teams, both teams have flaws, and I just got into that. Both teams have flaws. Miami has offensive line problems. Miami has offensive line problems and quarterback problems. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so but where are y'all the best at?
Oh yeah, defensively,
yes. And I don't think their quarter. I mean, the quarterback. He's from my hometown, my home high school. I just don't. I mean, he had a fluke year last year. That's just me. I think he had a fluke year last year.
But I think I mean, I'm not laying no cash on it. I promise you, I won't do that because I don't know what Miami has down there. I just don't. I don't know what Miami has. I don't know who's gonna stay at Florida. Everybody's jumping out of there left and right. So I don't know what they got down there. I know they still got some very nice defensive players. I know they got a good running back. I know what you just said about Franks, but Franks, he's the best quarterback in that game between them and Miami. I can tell you that much. In my opinion.
Okay, well, see, I just seen something the other day that says that the guy from Ohio State is going to be y'all starting quarterback.
Mike, I'm not jumping up. I didn't jump up and down when he transferred because Justin Fields showed up. He didn't want to compete. Let's just call it what it is. Whatever. He didn't want to compete, and Miami took him because they knew that the quarterbacks that they had weren't good. So they're saying they're banking their hopes on. I told Zach this. I said he's going to start. They're going to give him every opportunity to start. They didn't bring that kid down there for that. They didn't bring that kid down there to bring for competition. They brought that kid down there to start. They're going to give him every opportunity to start. Every opportunity. And I don't know anything. I didn't watch the practice. I just hear the reports that saying he didn't play good in the spring. Okay, well if he sucked in practice, he'll suck in the game then. Right?
I ain't gonna go with it because some players are not practice players; they're gamers. And that thing you said that saying that Clemson is 3 touchdowns better than everybody in the ACC.
Yep. Give me a team that can run against
right,
them right
now.
Yeah, I'm about to say, give me a team that can run with them right now.
No, the only thing that can hurt them is the PEDs. They're gonna find out that they are the whole team on PEDs. That's maybe the only thing that can slow them down right now.
Let me get your comment on this. I said that right now the NBA has a college football problem. See, college football, because they got these goofballs in New York, them guys that's run it, and they can't get this 18 playoffs, which is so obvious to everybody they can do. They still won't do it. They're going to still do this +1 thing, but that is what it is. But people have more discussion, and especially lately, because it's just two teams people think that's going to win. That's Alabama and Clemson. So everybody's talking about what's happening off the field. The NBA has the same problem. The top headlines from most of the events that happened in the NBA was Magic Johnson's interview, and where the heck is everybody going? And is LeBron meeting secretly with people? Nobody cared about the Eastern Conference Finals. And I say the reason why nobody cared because it was a team out of the country, and the other one was because the other team had a leader that the best player on their team was from a foreign country, and we can barely understand what the hell he's saying. I'm saying, I'm serious. If you really think about it, who was talking about the Eastern Conference Finals? Besides sports junkies, sports shows like this, I'm talking about just average people, average sports fans. Were they really talking about the NBA Eastern Conference Finals, Mike?
No, well, they may talk about Kawhi because he's playing like he's possessed with something. And I got a question. Hey, how tall is he? How tall is Kawhi?
They say 6'7". They list him at 6'7", but he looks taller because he looks like he's real close to Giannis, and Giannis is 7 feet.
Yes, yeah. Because they showed the picture when they standing side by side. He was up there. Mm-hmm. He was up there with him.
I said Giannis, just like Ben Simmons. When Kawhi is elite defender, he exposed him. You can't be elite defenders with your one thing. You have to have multiple things to be elite defenders. And he doesn't have a jump shot yet. He can go to the basket. But every time he ran there, and be honest with you, Mike, I think he was a little afraid of Kawhi after a little while. Or he was afraid of getting hit.
Hey, remember we had a conversation earlier saying when they were talking about the boy from Duke coming into the league and what he's going to do?
He ain't going to do nothing.
The same reason it's the same reason because his players can play defense like Kawhi. That's how they're gonna stop him.
Yeah, he's gonna struggle. I'm serious. He will struggle. He's gonna struggle, and I got all these people calling me haters and all Zion's gonna be this. Stop watching YouTube. That's why Giannis is considered the best player in the league because he's dunking on people, and y'all watch your YouTube, y'all see highlights. That kid can't shoot. He shoots flat-footed. I'm just saying.
Dunking, you need more than be able to dunk. Charles Barkley said, I heard Charles say he's gonna need to do more than dunk.
He definitely gonna need to do more than dunk. But again, and I also mentioned earlier in regards to. I'm happy for the city of Toronto. I really am. I mean, after what happened last year, and then they took a chance.
The year before.
Exactly. They took a chance.
That monster.
But guess what? Now they got the best player in the Eastern Conference. So, but Mike, I'm gonna go ahead before we get out of here. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what I said earlier. I think I'm gonna go with Toronto in 7. Because if KD doesn't play. I don't see anybody on Golden State guarding Kawhi, so I'm going with Toronto in 7.
No, it's no, because when he was at the Spurs, that's when he got hurt. That's when they started to dominate the Spurs. They wasn't doing it when he was playing.
That's what I said. This is going to be the best defensive team Golden State has played in the 5 years they've been in the NBA Finals. This will be the best defensive team. I ain't say it's the best team. I said it's the best defensive team. Because Gasol, Ibaka, and that Siakam and Kawhi, they hit you. Them boys hit you. Yeah, ask John. Yeah. And if KD and Iguodala ain't healthy, I can see Draymond finna run up against some boys now. He finna run against some boys. You ain't finna be playing against Myers Leonard and Enes Kanter. He gonna play some more. He's gonna play some grown men now. He's gonna run into some grown men, and let's see how he handle it. That's all I can say. Let's just see how he handle it.
Because I think because they if push comes to shit, if they put Kawhi on Steph for a little while, and he put his hands on it.
Oh,
he gonna hurt his ankle.
Yeah,
he gonna hurt his ankle. He hurt his ankle so that he'll sit out, but he ain't gonna shoot over it.
No, he can't shoot over him. But he gonna hurt him. That's all you can say about that. He gonna hurt him. It's not gonna be. It ain't gonna be pretty. Yeah, but I think it'll go 7. I think it'll go 7. We'll find out Thursday night. Again, I say this also. I said this is gonna be one of the lowest rated finals. Again, it's starting in Canada. Americans are funny people. American sports fans are very funny people. I'm so serious. You know what I'm saying? Then this most people are going to not watch it because they're going to say, well, Golden State's going to win, so they're not going to watch it. And the other part is it's game starting in Canada. Nobody's going to care. I'm just talking about. I'm not talking about these basketball junkies out there. I'm talking about the average sports fan. I'm talking about the average sports fan. The only time they pay attention to the NBA is when the NFL season is over. Those are the guys. Those are the people I'm referring to. I'm not talking about the average sports junkie that'll watch darts on TV. I'm talking about the average sports fan. They're not going to pay attention to this because they're going to just automatically assume Golden State's going to whitewash Toronto. They're just going to blow them off the map, and I think it's going to go 7. That's just my opinion. I just think it is. Who are you going with?
The only thing that can help the NBA on this thing is one, like the commissioner said earlier, that he may move the game times up earlier. Because, us people over here on the East Coast, I'm not staying just starting them down yet. Because I have to be to work early in the morning. You need to move the game up so normal people can see the game. That's number one.
Okay, number 2.
And they're gonna pump Kawhi, just bombard you with Kawhi Leonard, stop Giannis, and now can he stop Steph? They're gonna run ads like crazy. They probably somebody sitting in the room right now trying to figure out strategy to promote. On every network you look at just to see this, to try to build up their interest. Because I want to watch the first game to see what it's going to look like.
Well, kudos to you, Mike, for wanting to do that. I have no interest in the NBA Finals except that my prediction goes right, that it's going to go 7 games. That's it. That's all. That's the only. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not staying up to 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, worrying about who's winning between Golden State and Toronto. I'm so serious. I'm just not. I'm a sports junkie. I'm just not appealed by the matchup, and I just really don't see if KD was playing. And I thought, and if KD was playing, maybe. But that was brutal to watch Milwaukee and Toronto. It was really some ugly basketball. Because it was dribble to the middle and then kick out for a 3. That was on both teams. Or run a pick and roll, dribble, and then kick out for a 3. That's what it seemed like. Or if he went to the basket, he was getting hit and hit and hit and hit again. It was just really brutal to watch. Now, if you're a fan of either one of those teams, hey, God bless you. But to me, I really
you know my team. You know my team, and man, they got some crazy stuff going on out there now, boy. With Kyrie, that Kyrie trying to. Was it TMZ or somebody? I meant to call you, but it slipped my mind. Where they had this thing where they say, well, we know Kyrie's going to L.A. because he come out of some store or some place, get in a limo, and all the fans out there hollering to him, come to L.A., come to L.A., come to L.A. Then the next thing they show is where him and KD talking, and like they trying to get KD and him in L.A., which I don't think they ever have.
Again, I'm just gonna say this. I said it earlier. If if you're talking about what's going to happen in the future instead of worrying about the current NBA finals, those are the stories that are the top of the headline for the NBA right now. The NBA has a problem. They have a serious problem. I'm so serious. You have the same problem with college football. If your top headlines are not what's going on the field and it's off the field, you got problems. And I don't in the NCAA, I just don't understand it, and I don't understand why there's not more of an uproar for 8 darn teams. I get Alabama and Clemson are still the 2 best teams in college football, but it needs to be 8. Screw 4. You're not being genuine when you're telling us it's a college football playoff because it's not. You just added 1 extra game past the darn bowls. That's all you did. You didn't add this. Not a real playoff. I want to see. You got 5 conferences. Give me five conference winners, and then give me 3 wild cards. And then make it a darn mandate. Make it a mandate that you have to win your conference tournament. You cannot lose. You cannot lose the last game by 1 point, and because you were ranked number 1 in some stupid poll, and still go to the college football playoff. And I know that's going to piss off some Tide fans and think it's hate, but it's legit. You cannot. I don't care you lost at the last game of the year. I don't care.
Well, unless you be one of those 3 wild cards.
Then you could be. If we got 8, then you could be one of those 3 wild cards. But you don't deserve. You should not get over past a conference champion because they won their conference. They won their conference. Give it to them.
Well,
Give them the opportunity to go get the big payday. And I get it's all about money and it's all about appeal. You don't want to see a 8-4 USC team get in there over a 11-1 Alabama team that just didn't get a chance to play for their conference championship. But that's too freaking bad. They should have won. They should have won their conference. So give it to the school so they can go get the big payday. And I'm gonna say this is another thing about college football, and people don't think this is really, really wrong. You begin to become a regional sport. College football is getting ready to stay right here in the South, because you know why all the good teams are and all the good players are coming from the South. The 3 best teams that's going into next year are all in the South. 2 in the Southeastern Conference and 1 of them is in the ACC. Screw Clemson. Not Clemson. Screw Ohio State. Screw Michigan. Who cares what Oklahoma doing? USC ain't doing anything. UCLA ain't doing that.
It's 4 teams. It's 4 teams. Because I still say, I hate to say it's going to be Alabama, Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, and the man with the lucky rabbit's foot in his pocket is the dude at Auburn.
We'll find out. That's all I can say. We'll find out.
Hey,
that's all I can say. We'll find out. I don't know about Auburn. You threw Auburn in, and they got quarterback issues, but we'll find out. He had a team that should have been competing along with Alabama and Georgia last year, but I don't know. They did the same thing Miami did. They had high expectations going into the year, and they didn't fulfill them. So,
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something I heard this weekend too.
What's that?
Now, Citrus, Florida, where they claimed to be national champion, where they went out to prove to the world that they're on that level.
Mm-hmm.
They just signed a contract for a 2-for-1 to play Alabama. I forgot what year they start, but they're going to play Alabama 2-for-1.
So they're South Florida.
Central was the one that was played. Not South Florida. Central. Not Willie the OT. The one in Orlando. So I make myself. They go at 2-for-1.
Yeah, with Alabama getting 2 home.
Yeah, Alabama's gonna get 2 home. They get theirs first though. They get that money game first.
It's USF. It's Willie's old school.
Yeah,
it's South Florida. It's South Florida strikes the 2-for-1 because I just looked it up in the Tempe Times. It's South Florida.
Okay.
That's gonna do it.
South Florida. Charlie, you get ready. Hey, but the thing is, if you want to be the best, I said I went to Florida State to play them, and we played them, and they set our program back 2 years. They really set our program back 2 years because they heard some of our key players, and we never got right from that.
You do know they lost 3 linebackers in that game, right? You remember that?
Who, Alabama?
Yeah.
Guess what?
That was a physical game. That was a physical game.
Yeah. Guess what? Right. They had 3. Right. They had 3 out there on the bus in regular clothes, waiting to get a chance to play. So it don't matter.
Yeah.
It just seems that's defense.
That was a physical game. Y'all had a bad 11 seconds. Y'all had that kickoff return and then that other stuff. But anyway, we'll get into college football as we get close to it. I just want to get your take on Ezekiel Elliott. He's going to face a suspension some way, somehow. What you think?
Hey, man, I remember I told you a little bit about it. This is the craziest to me. When I saw his name, TMZ, like I said, me, I'll be in trouble. TMZ will make me get in trouble because this get somebody with a camera. If you watch the thing, they followed him all around the little wherever it is, like the park or amusement park or wherever they was. This dude, somebody with a camera, followed him all the way around.
What about him pushing the security guy? What about him bumping into the security guy?
Yeah, that was wrong. But what was said? I don't know.
I just saw him bump into the security guy. That's all I saw. And next thing I know, he was in handcuffs. That's the next portion of the video.
Yeah, but see, so why would you follow me around, follow the guy around if you weren't trying to set him up?
Because you're a known screw up, and I'm waiting on you to do something stupid.
And
that's what it is. That's what it is. In their mind, he's a known screw up, and they wanted to see what he was going to do. That's why they followed him.
And the security guy probably said something slick.
I don't doubt it. But my whole thing is this protection of the shield stuff. I'm going to say this about Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott is one of the top 3 backs in the league. If he gets suspended, it'll be 1 or 2 games, if that. But if Ezekiel Elliott, doggone, because Jerry Jones came out and defended him. And the only reason Jerry Jones is coming out and defending him is because, again, Ezekiel Elliott is one of the top 3 running backs in the NFL. If Ezekiel Elliott was on the decline, like Ray Rice was when he popped his wife in that elevator, Ezekiel Elliott will be out of a job. Point blank, period. It's that simple. I don't have. It's nothing. It's nothing else to even add to that. It's a simple fact that Ezekiel Elliott is productive. He bumped into the security guy, and then he got arrested, and he's been given all the turmoil that he's given the Dallas Cowboys over the last couple of years, whether it's true, alleged, whatever. His name's always in the news about something. If he wasn't productive, Mike, he'd be done.
I don't think they didn't arrest him. They just put him in handcuffs.
No, I'm saying I'm just talking about the turmoil. Oh, he bumped the security guy. They put him in handcuffs.
The Kansas City. What do you think they're gonna do with that guy?
They're gonna suspend him probably for the year, and then they'll probably suspend him for the first 10 games or 8 games half a year, and then he's gonna come in and play for Cleveland. Again, Kareem Hunt is a productive dude. He's a productive dude.
I'm not the reason I'm asking because okay, they didn't find any evidence the first time that he did it. They claim he said he did it. Said that he did it, which I didn't hear say he did it. I mean, unless as what's the name? I misunderstood. I misunderstood what do for the Yankees. I misunderstood him, but I don't remember him saying that he did it. I know he told her that she should be scared of him. Well, that's just talking. But here we go back to what, like I always say to you, why in the world would you video audio take me or videotape me unless you're trying to set me
No,
up.
that came from the hotel. That was a hotel mount. The hotel security cameras caught that. If you're talking about Kareem Hunt, that was a hotel.
So where were they when he?
They were in a hotel. They were in a hotel.
So they were in a
hotel in Cleveland.
Okay, well, let me ask this. If they were in a hotel, so they were in a hotel room.
They were in a hotel hallway. You didn't see the footage?
No, I didn't see the footage. That's why I'm asking. So that's why I'm trying to figure out how in the world you gonna tell me you. So they're just walking through a hotel and you going.
No, they weren't walking. They were in a room together, and apparently something went down. I don't know. He had one version. I know this much. The Kansas City Chiefs let that joker go when they had the possibility to really go represent the AFC in the Super Bowl had that boy been their running back. So it was serious enough to where they would release him. I'm serious. In their mind, it was serious enough where they released him.
I think we're talking about you talking about the running back, right?
Oh, you talking about the situation in the hospital? I mean, the situation at the airport?
With the wide receiver, yes. Now the running back.
They just picked up the audio by mistake. They saying they picked it up by mistake. That's what the television.
So how in the world you pick up the audio like that by mistake? See that's why I say that was a setup. But the running back, now they went back and they found out more evidence. Yeah, he was wrong for what he did, but there was a lot more stuff to that. Because when
it may be, but he's gonna miss 8 game checks from it. I bet you he won't do it again.
No.
He's gonna miss 8 game checks. He's gonna miss 8 game checks. I mean, it's unfortunate, and then that's one of them situations where I don't feel sorry for him, Mike. I just don't. I don't feel sorry for Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt should have known better to put himself in that predicament. He should have known better. And plus, his homeboys were trying to stop him, Mike. His homeboys were trying to restrain him and stop him, and he still was acting a monkey. And then he lied to the team. He did the same thing Ray Rice did. Then the video came out, and then boom, bam, boom, you got to go. See you later. It's just one of them. That's very, very unfortunate.
But if you put somebody out your room, and then they out in the hallway acting the fool, hollering and screaming, then say some derogatory stuff to you, racial stuff. It's easy for me to say that when I'm not I'll turn the other cheek and walk away.
I didn't say I never said no such thing. I didn't say I would do or what I would or wouldn't do. I just said I don't feel sorry for him because he addressed it, but then when you walk around that corner and then you come back, that what made it look bad. And then on top of that, let's call it what it is. He's a black man and she's a white girl. That's why this junk game became such a big deal with them showing it. Had he done that, well, I don't know, because Ray Rice's wife was black, so I don't know. It's just some of the fact is, football players seem to be the target of TMZ. They seem to follow them jokers everywhere. I'm so serious. They seem to they pop up with stuff on them jokers all the time. Every time you turn around, them are boxers. They always in their face. I can't leave Connor out. All right, we gonna get out of here. This is got 60 seconds left. I'm gonna go ahead and just let you know what's going on in the world of soccer. Every time I close the show, I'm gonna start doing that so you guys can understand, and start following. I mean, I ain't really trying to make nobody follow, but anyway, all right. The FIFA Under 20 World Cup tournament is currently going on. It's playing in Poland, and this U.S. squad has a lot of guys, that making their mark in Europe right now. But even these young kids, even though these young kids are talented, they did suffer what plagues the U.S. in major international tournaments. It's a lack of creativity, passing precision, and timely man moving in the final third, or for you non-soccer fans, they're just basically having trouble scoring in scoring positions or in the scoring part of the field. Now, losing to Ukraine like they did in their first match, that's a very good Ukraine team. They beat European powers like England and France, so it's really no shame in losing. But U.S. had its chances to be able to get a victory, but they couldn't finish, and they lost by a score of 2-1. But I am encouraged for the future of U.S. soccer being a major factor in serious international tournaments such as the World Cup. Tim Weah and the midfielder Mendez, who is outstanding, is that kid is really good. They have opportunities to play at the top level of world football in Europe. And then they got two big kids back there in front of the goalie, which, soccer fans need to know they're called center backs. But anyway, they're big athletic boys. And that follows the model of other top soccer countries like France, Brazil, and Argentina. Got to give the under-20s manager, Tab Ramos, some love here because he has done a fabulous job with youth soccer. And maybe the team results from the under-20s may not equal the improvement and the quality of play that with the players in this tournament. But he's giving these young men experience and coaching that will be vital in their careers for club and country. So that's just what it is right now for the U.S. under-20s. A good squad, but they just may not get the results, Mike, that will definitely translate to what we would deem as success. But really, the under-20s FIFA tournament is not about that. It's just about getting the experience before you can go play at the bigger level. All right, Mike Walker, I appreciate you joining me, brother. Get those allergies under control, man. Get them allergies under control.
Yeah. I'll try.
All right, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Oh, man. Nose for life, man. That's just my hashtag, brother.
All right, I want to thank you again. I appreciate everybody that took the opportunity to download and listen to the show. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WWS_support show. Also, if you'd like to drop a comment or be a guest on the show, come on and give your opinion. Email the show at willwalkershow@yahoo.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook. Like the show, you'll get instant updates. Look for the WTOS mobile app. Everybody keeps asking me, do you have an app? So we're going to make that happen, but that won't be until August as we get ready to push into our 6th year of doing this podcast. But anyway, everybody be safe. Be safe this Memorial Day. Don't do anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? If it gets to that point, add too much drink. Get that phone. Call Uber. Call Lyft. Don't be crazy out there. All right.
Well, here in Florida, it's too hot to be out there, though.
I'm trying to tell you. Say a prayer for somebody because prayer changes things. I'll holler.
Peace.